doing, Martin? You all right, mate?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Just to start on Jess, most importantly, how is she?
Yeah, good. She's had good support from the club, from myself, from teammates, from staff. Yeah, obviously rocked by that sort of kind of messages, getting those abuse things you get, which are not acceptable, but she's doing well.
How difficult was it for her that night, and how important is it for her to say, and others to say, I'm done being quiet? You can't hide this, can you? You have to tell people.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. It's an attack not just on that's unacceptable. It's the attack on humanity, equality, and respect. It's not acceptable. So yeah, Jess has dealt with it really well, very professionally. Obviously, naturally, you're affected by that, but yeah, she's had the right support, and more importantly, we have to make sure that we allow the authorities to do their jobs, allow the club's legal team to do their due diligence, and make sure that we continue to support Jess, which we will, and make sure that she's in a good place going into the weekend.
I can't begin to imagine how she's feeling. Is she okay to feature the weekend? Will you give her that opportunity if she doesn't want to take part this weekend?
Yeah, of course. I will liaise really closely with Jess, and I have done over the last few days, and along with staff here, leadership of the club, and yeah, whatever Jess feels, we will support Jess with that, and yeah, we'll see how she is tomorrow.
It's the Together Against Suicide campaign this weekend. Vinay has been a huge part of that. I know you've mentioned it a few days, but the awful news about Matt Beard, someone you knew well as well, just for Sky, just again, just reiterate how special he was. Yeah,
a really special person, big character, big heart, big icon in football. Let's just not put it to women's football, in football as a whole. Impacted and probably put women's football now on the map where it is through his success and his honours he's had with Chelsea, Liverpool, Bristol, West Ham, and so on. So yeah, a huge loss. I have a lot of empathy for his family because it's a torrid time that they're going through, and yeah, it's not a nice thing. And yeah, suicide's a big part in the world of society now, and I've been unfortunate over time to lose friends to that. So yeah, it's something I support a lot, and I want to make sure that it's right that we when we need help, we ask for it. When we need to speak up, we can do it, but we know that there's a space for us to do that.
Absolutely. On that, how are the squad? It's on the pitch. Difficult last week, then the penalty shootout. Yeah. Obviously, what happened off the pitch, it's been a difficult week. Some week,
yeah, it's been a different week, different emotions, but that doesn't change the group. They've trained really well. They've responded in terms of from the defeat against Manchester City. We done okay in the game against Aston Villa. We come out with the 2 points in that, which is important. We show character to win the penalty shootout, which is probably even better for me in terms of the step we want to go in the direction in terms of that mental change. And yeah, we've done exceptionally well, and I think credit to the players and the staff around them. They've enabled everything to be smooth, as well as support the people around the pitch that we need to.
When you speak to them ahead of the game at the weekend, do you sort of remind them what you said to them post Man City or post Villa?
No, it's more just a continuation of where we're going and what we want to do. We don't want to lose the identity and the focus objectively of where we're going, and we know that takes time, but we want to make sure that we improve in every performance. I think we've done that in a lot of different ways. There's still steps to take. There's going to be bumps in the road. I know that. But more importantly, the consistency with what we've asked of the players. I think if you look at it from a defensive perspective, we've had clean sheet West Ham, clean sheet Everton, clean sheet Aston Villa, 3 out of 4. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, I think it's put us in a good place. So there's lots of positives to take, and more important, we have to make sure that we continue to evolve in this game against Leicester.
From me and everyone at Sky, we wish Jess all the very best, and good luck Sunday, mate.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bridgie. Okay, we're going to move to questions on the online feed. Chris Cowlin.
Hi, Martin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Just following from what Michael said there about Jess, what do the social media companies need to do? Because sadly, this does keep happening.
No, of course, and it's now with the club and they're liaising with those authorities of social media and those platforms to make sure that they can find ways that we can more stamp that out, and we can hold people accountable and responsible for the words and the actions they use. So yeah, that's with them. But more importantly, we have to make sure that social media is a safe space for anyone. And at this moment in time, we have to allow the authorities and the club to deal with that.
Is there any updated team news ahead of this Leicester game?
No, everyone was still in the same place. We've got people coming back in. People are back in training properly now. Molly's back on the pitch training well. So yeah, we're getting players back into training now. Probably give me some headaches at some point with selecting a squad for a game, but they're the headaches you want. I want to make sure everyone's fit and healthy, and yeah, we're moving in that direction.
Adam Jeffrey, of course, has joined you in the last couple of days. What is he going to bring that perhaps Spurs Women didn't have before?
Oh, vast in experience, knowledge. It's not to say what Spurs didn't have, it's what he's going to give to us as an individual, because everyone's different. But he's going to give us a high level of detail technically, very big in terms of his attention to detail tactically too. He's had vast experience in the Super League, which is important, in different clubs. And now he's going to add huge knowledge to the staff and playing group and to the club moving forward. And yeah, it's a wonderful appointment for us.
And finally, from me, what have you made of Leicester so far this campaign, and what sort of game are you expecting?
Yeah, a really tough one, and that's what I said to the players today, Chris, is when you look at the games they've just had, a 1-0 defeat to Chelsea, which was a close contest. They've held on, they've had numerous chances themselves, they've won against Liverpool. Even though Liverpool went to 10, they still performed really well. They're very well organised, and very front-footed defensively, very brave with the ball, and can cause you a lot of problems with their front line and the two wing-backs. So, yeah, we're expecting a really tough game, and we know we need to be at our best.
Best of luck, thank you.
Cheers, Chris.
Jamie Lee.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
So, you touched on the Aston Villa game. How did it feel to go through the whole game 0-0 and then go into penalties? Was that like nerve-wracking for the team? Obviously?
Yeah, I think for me, it's more nerve-wracking for me than them, if I'm honest. But actually, showing character like we did, I think we went through the game. We had numerous chances, more second half to on goal. I think we could have probably taken some of them if we were a bit more ruthless. But I think more importantly, when you go to penalties, it's then, I always say, it's the cruelest way to lose a game of football if you do lose it. But the players show good character, good personality, and I'm really proud of them, because actually stepping up and walking from the halfway line to the penalty spot is a daunting thing, and each player stepped up and done really well. And then Lisa obviously made the difference with the 2 saves she makes.
And then going back to Leicester, obviously they had a very tight defeat to Chelsea. Does that also make you feel more nervous going into the game?
No, not more nervous. I'd say more optimistic in terms of how we approach the game. Looking at it with our own lens and making sure that we respect Leicester as a club and as a team, because they have all good players. Rick's a really good coach now who's working with them on the interim, so I know they're going to be organised, they're going to be disciplined, they're going to be hard to break, and we have to go in there optimistic, not nervous, and make sure that we apply ourselves correctly. We play the way we want to play, more importantly, and we look to impose ourselves as much as possible.
And then obviously Manchester City had a very tiny penalty against these, and the goalie saved it. So does that give these more confidence going into any other games that she can actually pull off saves like that?
Yeah, I think for Lisa, more importantly, she's made some wonderful saves individually within game. She's now obviously saved 3 penalties, including the cup, if I'm right. So yeah, she knows in those areas. She's a really brave goalkeeper. She's someone who prides herself on those sort of big moments, and I want to make sure that when we do come into them, more importantly, Lisa can take the headlines, and she certainly has on the 2 occasions that we've seen.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. Rachel.
Hi, Martin. Sorry, I get myself off mute there. Looking about Leicester, I imagine they'll be a team that probably allows you to have a little bit more possessions. They tend to be quite comfortable out of possession, but in midweek you saw a comfortable win for them where they scored every shot on target. So I guess it's that balance of knowing that you'll probably have more possession, but equally being so switched on for those moments that they do potentially get through.
Yeah, that's exactly that. It's like you've listened to the team talk. But yeah, no, it's exactly that. They can be when they want to be really aggressive and front-footed, and maybe seen that in the Leicester game against Liverpool, and also the Leicester game against Chelsea. When they want to step on and press, they can, but also they're very diligent when they want to defend their own half and allow you to have the ball. And as you said, they're waiting for those moments to counter-attack and break forward, and they have some dangerous players in those positions, and we have to make sure that we use the ball correctly. And more importantly, we're organised behind the ball to try and stop those transitions. And if we do that, we put ourselves in a good position to be able to have a positive result in the game.
How beneficial is having a League Cup match, I guess, so early on, given your new manager, you've got new ideas coming in, and I guess it's another 90 minutes to try and bed those in, 90 minutes plus, I suppose, to bed those in with the team. So it must be quite beneficial coming into another WSL weekend.
Yes, totally. I totally agree. It's another really good opportunity for us to keep working on the aspects where we're trying to put in place and trying to build on the foundations that we've set and put in place, as I said. So, yeah, it's important for me to make sure I can see more of the players and we can keep building and building confidence, more importantly, in what we're doing. And I can definitely see that in the group. As I said, when we will have bumps in the road, but I think we've took some really big steps forward since the start of the season, and we've got to make sure that we continue to look at those positive aspects and the other areas me and the staff will focus on.
And just finally, I know you may have to, you touched on there breaking down perhaps the discipline side this weekend, but probably good to know you've got a couple of players who can score absolute worldies.
Yeah, we've got a couple of them in the team. But yeah, I think more important, when you're playing against those teams where they're a little bit lower, I think you have to find different ways and different solutions of maybe bringing them out or breaking them down. And that's certainly one of them is, are we in positions and scoring positions around the edge of the area or further out that if teams aren't going to come out that we can punish them for staying a little bit deeper. And yeah, we certainly have had a couple of them at the moment in Olivia and Katinka, and yeah, hopefully there's further more to come from that. Thank you.
Charlotte?
Hi, yeah, I wanted to get your take on Leicester, and I wouldn't call it a must-win game because it's so early in the season, but surely these are the type of games you've got to be winning if you want to fulfil your ambitions for the season.
Not just this game, Charlotte, and I said this to the players, and I think we're all on the same hymn sheet, which is important to staff and players, is every game we go into, we want to win, and I don't see us going into any game and thinking, we're not going to win this, we're not going to take anything, because I shouldn't be sat here if I have that sort of mindset. So Leicester's the same as every other game. We need to go in with the right mindset and the right kind of capabilities of what we can do. If we do that, we give ourselves a chance of winning. More importantly, we have to make sure that we perform, because Leicester have had some really good performances and good results, and no game in this league is easy, and I'm under no shadow of a doubt that this game is not going to be easy neither. So we have to be at our real best to get something out of this game, and if we're not, then we'll come up short.
I've heard you use the word character. I've stopped making a tally how many times you use the word character in the conversations I've had with you and over
Yeah.
that. But do you think there was a bit of a lack of character in that City game where sort of watching it seemed like it got to maybe 1-2-0 down and the heads dropped a bit, here we go again, and do you think that was a bit disappointing from your perspective?
I wouldn't say a lack of character, because characters, the way I look at characters, is someone who's going to stand up and be counted, and someone who's going to continue applying what we're asking, and character looked differently. I'd say more there was deflation, because I thought the first 20 minutes we were on top and we were in control, and then when you do concede when you're on top, it's a little bit disappointing because I didn't think they really created much. But more importantly, it was more, I like the response, the attitude, the willingness to keep going. Naturally, when you concede the goal or you concede two, you're going to be deflated. But there wasn't a lack of character, definitely not. I was proud of the players for their reaction. I think second half we were much better again. And I think that's a difference for me in terms of this team now, in terms of where we are, is we'll keep pushing, we'll keep going forward, we'll keep being brave, we'll keep trying to play. And that's only going to help us in the long run. In the short term now with what we're doing, as that continues to be a long-term mindset and kind of belief, I think that will change the whole concept of how we look in the future.
And just finally for me, you've mentioned the worldly goals that we've seen from a couple of your players this season, which have been great. But are you worried that you're sort of relying on those goals? Is there a lack of creativity?
No, I don't think there's the lack of. We've got enough creativity in the team. I think you have to, when we play against Manchester City, for example, you know your chances are few and far between, because they're a good team, they're well organised, and they're top players. And more importantly, you have to be ruthless when you get those chances, and we had some good ones in that game. Maybe we've gone off target with some of those chances. The same against West Ham and Everton, but Everton we were probably more ruthless with the chances we had, in terms of we were hitting the target more often and more consistent. But what we've spoken about as a team is making sure that we can sustain attacks for longer, in terms of when we're in that attacking half, waiting for big chances. And making sure that we can create bigger chances, because they're the ones that are going to pin the opposition down and tire the opposition out. And we have to make sure that we do more of them more consistent. But I wouldn't say there's a lack of creativity. There's enough in there. I think we're creating enough opportunities in that attacking third in terms of in certain games. We just maybe needed to be more consistent over a period of time. But I have no worries about that at all in terms of there's wonderful players there, and yeah, I have no doubt that we'll continue to get better in that area.